something that Donald Trump has been doing, and not just him, but the U.S. establishment in general, has been coming up with all these names for the coronavirus in order to demonize China. Kung flu, the Wuhan virus, the Chinese virus, whatever it is. And people will point out that it's racist, and I don't doubt it. It is racist. But I think it's important to understand that this was not something that was intended to be racist. It is racist in its form. But it wasn't like, the powers that be in Washington sat down and decided, hey, let's make Chinese people hated by the public. Their desire was to make the Chinese government be hated by the government, hated by the public. And that will have the effect of filtering down onto not just Chinese people, but Asian people in general. So they didn't consciously decide to be racist. They consciously decided to undermine China. Because as everything is going on right now with the coronavirus, China is helping other countries. You had Jack Ma give, 500,000... I should have researched this before I did the video. Masks or dollars for masks, whatever, for countries in need. And that's boosting the standing of China in a lot of countries' eyes. That's going to boost the growing Chinese imperialism. And it's going to undermine the U.S. Look at the U.S. is bombing Iraq while China is sending doctors to help it. That's the kind of thing that's going on. So rather than, not be pieces of garbage who bomb countries suffering from the coronavirus, they decide to demonize China instead. Make them look like the bad guy by trying to rebrand the coronavirus. Why? Because it's corona. And rebrand it as Chinese. An attempt to drill it in people's minds. China bad. You remember the Wuhan virus, the Kung flu, or the China virus? Remember, like the Africanized bees? Not the actual scientific name for them, or even the pit name for them, but a general Africanized, intended to scare. So we're seeing something similar to that here. The U.S. is trying to undermine China. China, it's not like they're specifically going out to make Asian people look bad. They're going out to try to make China, the rising Chinese empire, to look bad. And the effect of that is creating racism. That's one of the things liberals don't understand. Racism doesn't create imperialism. Imperialism causes racism. We can go very far back into the history of how racism first appeared long ago, before capitalism existed, even before, largely in slaveholding society. But that's beyond the scope of this video. That's just something I want people to keep in mind, that it's not just, oh, U.S. racist, so that's this. No. U.S. empire creates the racism. Because imperialism needs that, just as colonialism needed that. Just as the British Empire and the U.S. Empire needed you to believe that the colonized people were unworthy of having that country. They weren't good enough, and that, white man's burden, all that stuff. To justify that system. Racism didn't create the system. The system created racism. And that's the only point I'm trying to make here. It's something to keep in mind as China. Oh my, Trump impression aside, you know what I'm trying to say. It's good to keep in mind scientifically where these ideas come from, where these phenomena come from, because that is what makes it far more able to fight them. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.